Old man Hawkins found the bee trees in the wood. Said the skill belongs to whoever understood. Watch a bee fly from the clover and box it up. Release in time the flight to fill your cup. The direction and the time will tell you where the hollow tree is standing in the air. Bee tree finding their boss and follow where they fly. Triangulate the hive beneath the sky. Bee tree finding red boss and fume hawking those away. Best wild honey by the end of the day. Rick Bowen's defection, he showed my grandfather the method long ago. Said you need to release parts to know the direction of both vectors intersect. It's where the bee tree stands in the correct. Walk 300 yards into the timber stand. Found the hollow sycamore as planned. Bee tree finding red boss and follow where they fly. Triangulate the hive beneath the sky. Bee tree finding red boss and Hume Hawkins knows the way. Best wild honey by the end of the day. The skill of reading where the wild bee goes is older than the knowledge that anyone knows. A way of listening to what the land provides. Working with the honeybee, eternal guides. Bee tree finding red boss and follow where they fly. Triangulate the hive beneath the sky. Bee tree finding red boss and Hume Hawkins knows the way. Best wild honey by the end of the day. Notch on the cabin corner tight. Two logs locked together for the winter night. Great jester, my father cutting every notch by hand. Said the corner is the soul of where you stand. No nail and no spike holding the hole. Just gravity and wood and the honest roll. Notch lock corner rail locked without a nail. Saddle cutting cedar nerve going to fail. Notch lock corner is wisdom in the joint. Two logs making something at the point. The corner had to seat below the log above. Said that's the whole trick and the love. Rain sheds off the notch and never inset. A saddle notch is waterproof by design. Taught me with a pocket knife and a branch. Said practice the notch before you build the ranch. Notch lock corner railed locked without a nail. Saddle cutting cedar nerve going to fail. Notch lock corner is wisdom in the joint. Two logs making something at the point. The cabin corners are the oldest part, still square. Everything else settled but the corners there. Hold the building to its original line. Grandfather's notch work is still doing fine. Notch lock corner is locked without a nail. Saddle cutting cedar nerve clever going to fail. Notch lock corner is wisdom in the joint. Two logs making something at the point. Notch lock corner rail locked without a nail. Saddle cutting cedar nerve blowing to fail. Notch lock corner is wisdom in the joint. Two logs making something at the point. First one night in March, and the peepers start to sing. Best announcement that the world is going to bring. From the pond and from the seep and from the ditch. Every tiny tree frog hitting every pitch. Daddy heard him from the porch and went to see. Said the peepers mean the winter's finally free. Spring peeper chorus through the vibes, marching all the frogs. Million little voices from the bogs and logs. Spring peeper chorus through the vibes, and high and sweet and clear. Best news of the year when the peepers appear. So loud you couldn't hold a conversation near. Said I don't mind, I've been waiting all the year and year. The peepers stop the moment that you step too close. Go quiet like they know when you're the most. No, stand still long enough and they start again. Best patience lesson from the frog and fen. Spring peeper chorus through the vibes, marching all the frogs. Million little voices from the bogs and logs. Spring Peeper Chorus through the vibes from high and sweet and clear. Best news of the year when the peepers appear. Every winter, no matter how it drags along, ends with a million peepers and their song. Said if you're doubting that the spring will come, just wait for the first warm night in the song. Spring Peeper Chorus through the vibes, marching all the frogs, million little voices from the bogs and logs. Spring Peeper Chorus through the vibes from high and sweet and clear. Best news of the year when the peepers appear. 1, 2, 3, 4. Toad flax bloom yellow in the summer ditch. Butter and eggs flower without a hitch. Nameful the two colors of the bloom, yellow and pale yellow filling up the room. Grandma always pointed out the roadside stand. Said God put that flower on the right and good'n on her strand. On has her butter and eggs, roll revives yellow in the ditch. Best wildflower name without a stitch. On has the butter and eggs, roll rise 2 shades in the sun. Best name roadside plant that's ever run. Nesty County mows it down in late July, but it comes right back before you'd say goodbye. Tough enough to take the blade and rise again. Said some wildflowers just know how to win. Bloom from June to October in the heat. Best survivor on the county street. On hands are butter and eggs, rolled rice 2 shades in the sun. Best named roadside plant that's ever run. On hands are butter and eggs, rolled rice 2 shades in the sun. Best named roadside plant that's ever run. I taught my children every wildflower name. Said the names are part of the whole game, of knowing where you come from and what grows in the ditches of the road that no one knows. Old on hands of butter and eggs, roll rice 2 shades in the sun. Best named roadside plant that's ever run. On hands of butter and eggs, roll rice 2 shades in the sun. Best named roadside plant that's ever run. White oak boat set up on the splitting block. Froe set to the brain before the clock. Maul against the throwback drives it through. Shake comes off the block in a ribbon new. Grandpa making roofing shakes the old way right. Best waterproof under the winter night. Hit the night, Froe and Maul Work revives right oak in the grain. Best split shingles, keeping out the rain. Froe and Maul Work revives the rhythm in the yard. Nothing that the country builds is ever hard. They hit the poopy ends to bliff or split the grain, and the wood stays true. Sawed across the grain and the water gets through. That's the difference the old snammers knew. Work with the wood and the wood works for you. A square of shakes for a day of honest work. No skill in the county that a man should shirk. Froe and Maul Work revives the rhythm in the yard. Nothing that the country builds is ever hard. The barn roof covered in Grandpa's ribbon shakes has held the rain through every storm it takes. 60 years of weather and they haven't moved. The Froe and the white oak grain approved. Froe and Maul Work revives the rhythm in the yard. Nothing that the country builds is ever hard. Froe and Maul Work revives the rhythm in the yard. Nothing that the country built is ever hard. Single blade Barlow in the overlock pocket right. Grandfather's knife from morning into night. Handle born smooth and 50 years of hand. Best pocket tool in any farming land. He used it for the twine and for the apple peel. Every task that needed a country deal. Hey! Oh, Barlow knife, freeze, worn smooth in the hand. Best single blade tool in this farming land. Hey! Oh, Barlow knife, freeze, pocket and the steel. Whatever needs a cut and fun the trio. He sharpened it each Sunday on a whetstone flat. Said a dull knife means you haven't thought of that. The maintenance of tool is respect alone. Said a sharp blade keeps it sharpener at home. When he passed the Barlow came to me. Said he use it every day and you will see. Hey! Oh, Barlow knife, freeze, worn smooth in the hand. Best single blade tool in this farming land. Hey! Oh, Barlow knife, freeze, pocket in the steel. Whatever needs a cutting finds a trio. She's a steel in a bone of no grip. Has seen this family through every kind of trip. From the apple orchard to the tobacco field. The Barlow knife is everything revealed. Oh, Barlow knife, freeze, worn smooth in the hand. Best single blade tool in this farming land. Hey! Oh, Barlow knife, freeze, pocket and the steel. Whatever needs a cutting finds a trio. Came at a lark rising from the hayfield in the morn. Best song in the county from the first of corn. The yellow breast in the black V on the chest. Said Grandpa that bird sings better than the best. The flute notes carry past the fence so clear. Most beautiful alarm that a farmer hears. Feel Lark Rising ripe yellow in the air. Best morning music anywhere. Feel Lark Rising ripe, flute notes on the wind. Summer's finest melody begins. He'd stop the tractor when the lark would land. Said you don't mow over what the Lord has planned. The nest in the hay was given the whole row. Said wait until the nestlings learn to go. Best tractor operator in the county too. One stop for larks and meadows too. Feel Lark Rising ripe yellow in the air. Best morning music anywhere. Feel Lark Rising ripe, flute notes on the wind. Summer's finest melody begins. I've heard the meadowlark in every state I've crossed, but the one above this hayfield has the most of what a morning promises to give. That flute note in the air is why we live. Feel Lark Rising ripe yellow in the air. Best morning music anywhere. Feel Lark Rising ripe, flute notes on the wind. Summer's finest melody begins. Last wagon of the harvest at the barn door wide. Everybody gathered on the evening side. Said tradition says you sing the last load in. Best way any harvest ever ends. Soprano in the front and bass behind, carrying the tune across the hollow and the line. Harvest singer rose voice above the field, singing in the last of everything we yield. Harvest singer rose, everybody finds their part, closing out the season with a grateful heart. nobody directed and nobody led. The singing just arose from what was said about the year and all its gifts and turns, what a harvest brings and what it earns. The old hymn fitted to the August hay, best sound of the farmer's holiday. Harvest singer rose, voice above the field, singing in the last of everything we yield. Harvest singer rose, everybody finds their part, closing out the season with a grateful heart. The work is done and the barn is full tonight. What else is there to do but sing it right? Every voice that labored through the heat deserves to close in harmony complete. Harvest singer rose, voice above the field, singing in the last of everything we yield. Harvest singer rose, everybody finds their part, closing out the season with a grateful heart. Pigweed coming up between the corn by July. If you don't pull at the corn, say goodbye. Down on your knees in the July heat to work. Said this is the garden task you cannot shirk. Grandma out there before the sun got high, so pull them young before they go to the sky. Keep pigweed pulling right out between the row. Keep it from the corn before it starts to grow. Pigweed pulling right out, a sweet bucket and the knee. Best garden disciplines county sees. She fill a bucket and then fill another one. Said the pigweed never stops and neither's done. But hear the things she'd say when I complain. The pigweed leaves are edible and trained. Young pigweed in the pot with fat back and salt. Said the weed feed you so it's not your fault. To keep pigweed pulling right out between the row. Keep it from the corn before it starts to grow. Pigweed pulling right out, a sweet bucket and the knee. Best garden disciplines county sees. The garden teaches you that nothing's wasted here. Not the weed that came up in the wrong year. The pigweed and the corn both find their place if you're willing to get down and face the air. Pigweed pulling right out between the row. Keep it from the corn before it starts to grow. Pigweed pulling right out, a sweet bucket and the knee. Best garden disciplines county sees. Sycamore on the inside of the bend. Biggest tree this county's going to send. Mottled white and gray from trunk to crown. You can see it from the ridge looking down. Grandpa sat beneath it every summer noon. Said that sycamore knew everything on this moon. Sycamore Creek Bend, deep from moonlight against the sky. Biggest landmark in the county going by. Sycamore Creek Bend, deep from moves mile gray and white. Best tree for your back on a summer night. A wide sieve moved the creek, but not the tree. Said the root goes down too deep to be free. Moved by any water over any year. Sycamore just grows more clear. Bark peeling off in puzzle pieces all the year, leaving the white wood underneath and near. Sycamore Creek Bend, deep from moonlight against the sky. Biggest landmark in the county going by. Sycamore Creek Bend, deep from moves mile gray and white. Best tree for your back on a summer night. When I need to find my place inside this land, I walk down to the sycamore and stand. Put my hand against the bark and close my eyes, and feel the whole deep root and realize. Sycamore Creek Bend, deep from moonlight against the sky. Biggest land county going by. Sycamore Creek Bend, deep from moves mottled gray and white. Best tree for your back on a summer night. Sycamore snack, leaning in the timber overhead. Daddy said watch above or end up dead. Widowmaker is what the logger's name. The hanging limb that falls without a claim. Said the forest tries to warn you. If you look, every danger has a chapter in the book. Widowmaker, tree wreaths lean dead, snap in the air. Best logging lesson, always being aware. Widowmaker, tree wreaths and look before you cut. Danger in the timber lives in every rut. He walked the timber before the saw came out. Checked the canopy and what it's about. Said a man who rushes into the cut will find the widowmaker in the rut. Spends an hour reading every tree above. Said patience in the timber is the love. Widowmaker, tree wreaths in there, snap in the air. Best logging lesson, always being aware. Widowmaker, tree wreaths and look before you cut. Danger in the timber lives in every rut. The timber teaches every person who goes in to read the woods before the work begins. Every tree above you has a story clear. Respect the widowmaker and the fear. Widowmaker, tree wreaths and dead, snap in the air. Best logging lesson, always being aware. Widowmaker, tree wreaths and look before you cut. Danger in the timber lives in every rut. 6 men in the sorghum field at the August crack. Blades going through the stalks and coming back. Fodder Cutting Crew from the whole hollow side. Said the fodder cuts itself when you've got the stride. Rhythm in the blade work like a country song. Best communal labor going right along. Fodder Cutting Crew lifts blades in the morning heat. 6 men in the sorghum making it complete. Fodder Cutting Crew buffs hollow working right. Everything gets done before the fading light. Stop your cinder field age with the blades and then stop the rows together like a choir of men. Said the cutting goes faster when the rhythm's found. 6 blades moving together make a single sound. Breaking at noon for the bucket and the bread, then back to the rows until the last was shed. Fodder Cutting Crew loves blades in the morning heat. 6 men in the sorghum making it complete. Fodder Cutting Crew loves hollow working right. Everything gets done before the fading light. Rotated farm to farm across the week. Each man's fodder cut before the code could speak. What no man could do alone in any time got done in a day on the crew line. Fodder Cutting Crew loves blaze in the morning heat. 6 men in the sorghum making it complete. Fodder Cutting Crew loves hollow working right. Everything gets done before the fading light. February 2nd and the groundhog comes to light. Every farmer watching for the shadow sight. Daddy said the shadow means 6 more weeks of cold. Said that hog's been right since the story's old. Best meteorologist this county has to name. Old Punxsutawney Phil is in the game. Groundhog Day Forecast now in Sycamore Creek. In the shadow, 6 more weeks of winter and early meadow. Groundhog Day Forecast now in February truth. Best prediction from the groundhog's youth. Uncle Floyd bet every year against the hog. Said the weather service has the better log, and with the old man in the corner always sided with the groundhog and the shadow, he decided. 20 years of betting, Floyd never won. Said the groundhog piece of science, everyone. Groundhog Day Forecast, now and diving's fall creep. In the shadow, 6 more weeks of winter or an early meadow. Groundhog Day Forecast, now in February truth. Best prediction from the groundhog's youth. Whether it's the shadow or the almanac or both, the waiting for the spring needs some kind of both. That winter has a limit and will end. That's what the groundhog tells us round the bend. Groundhog Day Forecast, now and diving's fall creep. In the shadow, 6 more weeks of winter or an early meadow. Groundhog Day Forecast, now in February truth. Best prediction from the groundhog's youth. Before the store, good times part. Holiday, the farmers gave thanks. Right there in the field, on the river banks. Barn full faction, full of pups, root cellar packed with dusting smokehouse hum. Said the prayer of provision should be sung. Daddy bowed his head at the last wagon load and said, Lord, we made it down this road. Oh, harvest, Thanksgiving, freedom's gratitude in the field, thanking what the summer and the soil yield. Harvest, Thanksgiving, before the feast is spread, grateful for the hands and the daily bread. No ceremony and no formal prayer was planned. Just a man and his family and the land. Said the thanks that matters most is simple and plain. Said it in the field before the first hard rain. Every harvest prayer was different from the last, specific to the season and the cast. Harvest, Thanksgiving, freedom's gratitude in the field, thanking what the summer and the soil yield. Harvest, Thanksgiving, before the feast is spread, grateful for the hands and the daily bread. This is older than the holiday we know, older than the pilgrims and the harvest show. A farmer looking at a full barn in the fall, saying thank you is the oldest prayer of all. Harvest, Thanksgiving, freedom's gratitude in the field, thanking what the summer and the soil yield. Harvest, Thanksgiving, before the feast is spread, grateful for the hands and the daily bread. Hey girl, the tub's like Pawpaw fermenting in the crock all fall. Old Jasper's recipe is the best of all. Mash the fruit and added just a little yeast. Said the Pawpaw wine improved from west to east. Let it work 2 weeks behind the cellar door. By November, it was something to adore. Pawpaw Wine Evening, egg grousely amber in the jar. This wild ferment underneath the autumn star. Pawpaw Wine Evening got a virus, neighbors on the porch, passing Jasper's jug around like a harvest torch. Locust a bane that Gestapo beats his lynching those play. Tasted like the bottom in the September air, something tropical and wild and rare. Jasper pour a small cup for the ladies first. Said the Pawpaw wine will satisfy your thirst. Every year a little different from the last. Wild fruit keeping every season in the past. Pawpaw Wine Evening out of Iris, neighbors on the porch, passing Jasper's jug around like a harvest torch. Jasper's left the recipe on a folded piece. Said make this every fall and find your peace. The pawpaw keeps on growing in the bottom stand, wild enough to make a wine for this land. Pawpaw Wine Evening out of Iris, neighbors on the porch, passing Jasper's jug around like a harvest torch. Pawpaw Wine Evening out of Iris, neighbors on the porch, passing Jasper's jug around like a harvest torch. Wild persimmon pulp in the baking bowl, best quick bread that the November knows and hold. Receive the fruit until the pup runs orange clean. Spice and egg and flour in between. Mama baked it when the first hard frost came through. Said the persimmon bread is only November true. Persimmon bread November, tea full orange in the pan. That's November baking in this county's plan. Persimmon bread November, tea full frost and pleat and a ripe, best thing cooling on the rack tonight. Not will the set the frost makes the persimmon give it sugar up. Without it, all you get is pucker in the cup. 2 weeks past the frost and the fruit is prime. Better than the store gold them got every time. The batter ran so thick the spoon would stand alone. Best bread from the wildest thing we've known. Persimmon bread November, tea full orange in the pan. There's November baking in this county's plan. Persimmon bread November, tea full frost and pleat and ripe, best thing cooling on the rack tonight. People ask me what my favorite month to bake. I say November without any mistake. When the persimmons are ready and the oven's warm and the bread comes out smelling like the storm. Persimmon bread November, tea full orange in the pan. Best November baking in this county's plan. Persimmon bread November, tea full frost and pleat and ripe, best thing cooling on the rack tonight. Huckleberry Ridge in July above the tree line there. Low bushes loaded heavy in the mountain air. Best wild berry in the county on that height. Brewed over fruit with the tartest that bites right. Grandpa hiked us up there every summer year. Said the rich huckleberry has no rival here. Huckleberry Ridge reads blue elk ever than the sun. Best berry in the county when the summers run. Huckleberry Ridge reads mountain air and height, worth every step of plumbing in the light. Where huckleberry pie made from the dreek smooth. The berries had usually been there before us all. Said check out for sign before you make your call on which patch you want to work this morn. Said the bears deserve the best and we're not torn. Pick the second best patch near the top. Best huckleberries that the ridge has got. Huckleberry Ridge reads blue elk ever than the sun. Best berry in the county when the summers run. Huckleberry Ridge reads mountain air and height, worth every step of climbing in the light. The huckleberry pie made from the ridge can turn some fruit. It's worth every blister on every boot. The height gives them a flavor like the sky, something in the altitude they carry high. Huckleberry Ridge reads blue elk ever than the sun. best berry in the county when the summers run. Huckleberry Ridge, Reed's mountain air and height, worth every step of plumbing and delight. Hinge on the smokehouse door since the start. Blacksmith made it at his finest art. Said a good hinge swings 100 years or more. That's the kind of iron that I adore. The smokehouse door hinge reads auspicious and verse will find. Destined fasting for a half a dozen dimes. Smokehouse door hinge was by the old hand. Longest lasting hardware in this land. Forest Abo and Sifri Morin. In the curing season long, Daddy'd swing that door and hear the song of irons moving easy in the pen. Said a hinge that squeaks means it needs its kin. Only once a year with the Lark Rising, best maintenance a hinge will ever find. Smokehouse door hinge forged by the old hand. Longest lasting hardware in this land. The smokehouse boards have been replaced twice through, but the blacksmith's hinge is still in view. Original iron from the 1809. By the hinges I need for I'm here. Best thing the blacksmith left us here. Smokehouse door hinge, he's forged by the old hand. Longest lasting hardware in this land. The smokehouse boards have been replaced twice through, but the blacksmith's hinge is still in view. Old nail cake turned upside on the porch wore flat. Young Tommy beat a time with the hickory bat. Said I need a drum and tuning, that's the closest thing. Every Saturday the nail cake starts to sing. Mama said take that racket off the porch outside. Tommy beat his nail cake with his full speed up to pride. Nail cake drumming got a hickory in the tin. Tommy keeping rhythm from his very skin. Nail cake drumming got you Saturday afternoon. Best percussion in the county under the moon. By feel, never learned to read a note. Said the rhythm lives in the body, not the throat. 60 years he kept the beat in every band. The nail keg was the first thing in his hand. When the fancy drummer didn't show one night, Tommy pulled a nail keg out and said he right. Nail keg drumming got a hickory in the tin. Tommy keeping rhythm from his very skin. Nail keg drumming got me Saturday afternoon. Best percussion in the county under the moon. Great musician starts on something plain. A bucket made of ice, a bites a keg before the fame. Said the beat is in the person, not the drum. The nail keg just helped Tommy to become. Nail keg drumming got me hickory in the tin. Tommy keeping rhythm from his very skin. Nail keg drumming got me Saturday afternoon. Best percussion in the county under the moon. September and the vines have all gone brown and slack. Time to put the garden forking to the back. Row by row the potatoes come to light. Red and gold and white in the morning bright. Everyone a revelation in the dirt. Best discovery this garden row will assert. Tater digging day me views forking to the road. Finding what the summer put below. Tater digging day me views, buckets getting full. September harvest and the underground pull. Kids would follow on their knees behind the fork. Said the potato finding is the best work. Miss one and it'll freeze when the cold comes through. Finding every last one is the thing to do. Daddy checked the ones we missed a smile. Said there's always one more in every mile. Tater digging day meetings, fork into the road, finding what the summer put below. Tater digging day meetings, buckets getting full, September harvest, and the underground pull. Planting is an act of faith in the spring. Digging is the answer that the summer brings. Every potato lifted from the clay is the proof that patience always finds its way. Tater digging day meetings, fork into the road, finding what the summer put below. Tater digging day meetings, buckets getting full, September harvest, and the underground pull. Little roof above the well to keep the leaves out clean. Best shade in the yard on any summer scene. Grandpa built it from the cedar shaking post. Said the well deserved the cover at the most. Sat beside the well house in the afternoon cool. That corner of the arch was the family pool. Wellhouse Shade, lofty cedar roof above the stone. Best cool spot when the summer's fully grown. Wellhouse Shade, lofty bucket in the breeze. Best place in the county for a moment's ease. Hey, hey! Burpees brew across the wellhouse top. Ha! Mama said she never let the vine stop. Purple every May above the bucket road. Best anxious water drawing anyone could hope. Come the summer heat, we all migrate there. Said the Wellhouse Shade has the best stare. Wellhouse Shade, lofty cedar roof above the stone. Best cool spot when the summer's fully grown. Wellhouse Shade, lofty bucket in the breeze. Best place in the county for a moment's ease. Hey, hey! Nothing was decided at the kitchen table, right? That hadn't first been talked through in the light of the Wellhouse Shade on a summer afternoon, where the cool air made the answers come in tune. Wellhouse Shade, lofty cedar roof above the stone. Best cool spot when the summer's fully grown. Wellhouse Shade, lofty bucket in the breeze. Best place in the county for a moment's ease. Hey, hey! Long table on the porch for the beam stringing night. Neighbors coming over with the lantern light. Needle and the thread and a bushel at your chair. String the beans for drying, hanging in the air. Best combination of the work and talk. Been a county way since the first moon walk. Bean stringing to the party without a sea needle in the pot. Treading up the summer like a lightning rod. Bean stringing to the party with the sea, hang them in the air. Leather breeches drying without a care. Enclept into cleps is what grandma called them, right? Said they dry and wrinkle through the winter light. Pull them off the string in January cold. Rehatch and cook them like the stories told. Best string bean in December comes from there. Strung in August, hanging in the air. Bean stringing to the party with a sea needle in the pot. Treading up the summer like a lightning rod. Bean stringing to the party with a sea, hang them in the air. Leather breeches drying without a care. Hey, 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 hey. gets done so much faster in a crowd, and the talk between the neighbors is allowed to go wherever an August evening goes, when the beans keep coming and the lantern glows. Bean string and dirty potty, we got the sea needle in the pot, treading up the summer like a lightning rod. Bean string and dirty potty, we got the sea hanging in the air, leather breeches drying without a care. Way. Copper still in the bottom of the holler hill. Every mountain family knew what Granddaddy did. Said the government had no business with his corn. Born or free on this mountain, and it still was born. Clear as water, we bust the first as any winter cold. Best story in the holler ever told untold. Corn like a stilly, Bruce copper in the creek, making mountain water 7 days a week. Corn like a stilly, Bruce Granddaddy's art, best kept secret of the mountain heart. He'd run it in the dark on a cloudy night. Said the revenue man could never quite find the still behind the 3 falls down. Best hidden operation in this mountain town. The worm ran cold and the drip came clear, 60 proof and ready for the year. Corn like a silly, Bruce copper in the creek, making mountain water 7 days a week. Corn like a silly, Bruce Granddaddy's art, best kept secret of the mountain heart. He never sold a drop but shared it everywhere, waiting when it was funeral lops, barn raising with care. Said the mountain liker is a medicine and a host, a little bit of freedom for the most. Corn like a stilly, goose copper in the creek, making mountain water 7 days a week. Corn like a stilly, Bruce Granddaddy's art, best kept secret of the mountain heart. Hey! Bruce Gops. 16 his black snake on the rafter of the barn. Daddy said leave it be and told his yarn. Said the black snake keeps the mice from every grain, best hired hand that never need to wage a rain. The city cousin screaming ran the gate. Daddy said that snake earned his keep and his fate. Black snake in the barn, a rafter and a beam, best run control in any farming dream. Black snake in the barn, a rafter leaving to his work, best tenant in the county with no salary perk. He'd been in the barn for going on 10 years. Daddy named him Harvey without any fears. Harvey in the haymow, keeping everything clean, best black snake this county's ever seen. One spring he glanced, saw himself on the south wallboard, then disappeared until the fall restored. Black snake in the barn, a rafter and the beam, best load and control in any farming dream. Black snake in the barn, a rafter leaving to his work, best tenant in the county with no salary perk. People fear the things they don't understand, but a black snake in the barn is contraband. Against the worry that would fill the grain, he keeps the peace the old and simple way. Black snake in the barn, a rafter and a beam, best road and control in any farming dream. Black snake in the barn, a rafter leave him to his work, best tenant in the county with no salary perk. Locust in the ground, outlast the man, hardest natural fence post in this county's plan. Daddy said his grandfather set the same post here 60 years ago without a second fear. Locust heartwood laughs at a rotten, laughs at wet, best fence post this country's going to get wet. Locust Post Legacy Reverie is standing in the line, 60 years of weather and they're doing fine. Locust Post Legacy Reveries, hardwood in the ground, best fence post that this county ever found. The rock and cedar post beside it gave its last. The locust post was solid and stood fast. Pulled the cedar out and set new one in, but the locust kept standing through the wind. My son asked me how old the ones were on the end, said older than my memory and the bend. Locust Post Legacy Reveries, standing in the line, 60 years of weather and they're doing fine. Locust Post Legacy Reveries, hardwood in the ground, best post that this county ever found. Plant a locust post and you will plan it for the next generation who will never know your text, but will find your post still standing in the clay and say somebody chose the locust on that day. Locust Post Legacy Reveries post, standing in the line, 60 years of weather and they're doing fine. Locust Post Legacy Reveries, hardwood in the ground, best post that this county ever found. 1, 2, 3, woo! Walking through the mountain days, bred in black and yellow. Milk snake in the barn, grandma said it sucks the cows and told the yarn. Daddy said that's nonsense, but don't kill it here. Said the milk snake eats the rats through the year. Old stories stick around like dolphins fire. True or false, they still keep the wondering tired. Milk snake, warning eerie feast, red and black and bright, harmless in the daytime and the night. Milk snake, warning eerie feast, leave it to its work. Best rat catcher in the barn without a smirk. Me grandma stuck her story to the end. Said she'd seen it on the cow before the bend. Daddy and the county agent both said no, but grandma wouldn't let the old tale go. Said some things are true because they've always been, and a milk snake by the cow was what she'd seen. Milk snake, warning eerie feast, red and black and bright, harmless in the daytime and the night. Milk snake, warning eerie feast, leave it to its work. Best rat catcher in the barn without a smirk. The old tales and the new facts live together here, in a farmyard that has room for both the year. Grandma's milk snake story is worth more than any fact that leaves the wonder poor. Milk snake, warning eerie thieves, red and black and bright, harmless in the daytime and the night. Milk snake, warning eerie thieves, leave it to its work. Best rat catcher in the barn without a smirk. Husk mattress ticking, filled in harvest fall. Freshest bed that any season could install. Plus dried and crinkled and the ticking sun. Best sleep of the year on a bed you've grown. Grandma said the corn husk bed had a sound, rustling like a field in every turning found. Corn husk mattress, Larry Bossy from the Hummersville. Best sleep underneath the windowsill. Corn husk mattress, zebras from the Harvestville. Best sleep underneath the windowsill. Sleeping in the harvest feels exactly right. It blends with flesh ting. Every year she'd empty out the ticking flight. Wash it in the creek and spread it after that. Fill it up again from the New Year's crib. Said you sleep better on the fresh than the glib. Old corn husk will slide by the spring of the year. New harvest brings the sleeping back to clear. Corn husk mattress, sorry, corn husk for Laudersville. Best sleep underneath the windowsill. Corn husk cake mattress, see fresh from the Harvestville. Best sleep underneath the windowsill. Sleeping in the harvest feels exactly right. A bed made from the work of your own hands, puts you deeper in the farming lands. The corn husk holds the summer in its fold and keeps the sleeper warm against the cold. Corn husk cake mattress, see fresh from the Harvestville. Best sleep underneath the windowsill. Corn husk cake mattress feels exactly right. Cornmeal gravy vibes poured across the cake. Simple kind of morning is the one to take. Where the waters flood my skin, Jesus, I will fling by love. With Hallar ducks when I fame burn, in the blame word jitterska. Walk down to Bye-Bye and the Mount Bird Caller Mound. We're alive, at our gears of every. It's a turn, there's a law, what's trend. One with the memory, birds all in for it, give the lamb I call. Where doesn't do that night, say Holland's when I ought to be for some sick tummer way on best. As we love down the light for the sounds of tone, where the pain the whisper once stares. And my bay to by side make some blues a one or a hot brew. Hey, the world, where the lines are must have be right so bro. Oatmeal gravy pies looking this thick in the iron pan. Best thing breakfast country ever ran, and cornmeal gravy Bibles poured across the cake. Simple kind of morning is the one to take. City breakfast menus never had this dish. Said they don't know what the morning can furnish when the drippings and the meal and water meet. That right there is how you make the morning complete. Oh, oatmeal gravy vibes looking this thick in the iron pan. Best thing breakfast country ever ran, and cornmeal gravy rivals poured across the cake. Simple kind of morning is the one to take. Frost cut sore on the sore horse in the morning cold. Feel ringing on the teeth like a story old. Said a dose is twice the work and half the result. Every good woodsman learned to consult the file and the set before the timber falls. Best morning work beside the barn walls. So and song reverse file across the tooth. Every stroke a lesson and a proof. So and song a ring in the morning clear. Sharpest saw cuts, straightest every year. Rowan's of grandpa filed each tooth at the same angle through. Said the file knows the angle if you do. Alternate the set so the teeth alternate wide. Said the curve needs room from every side. Half an hour of filing makes the whole day right. A sharp cross cut floats through every bite. Saw wet and song reverse file across the tooth. Every stroke a lesson and a proof. So wet and song a ring in the morning clear. Sharpest saw cuts, straightest every year. They taught tool shopping in the school back then. Said a man who sharpens his tools is a man of when. He knows that the preparation makes the work. A dull tool is a sin no craftsman should shirk. So when song reverse file across the tooth. Every stroke a lesson and a proof. So and song a ring in the morning clear. Sharpest saw cuts, straightest every year. Turnip greens with the little turnip still attached. October's finest pot by the fireside hatched. Side meat in the pot before the greens go down. Best pot liquor in the county and the town. Grandma cooking low and slow from noon. Said turnip greens can't be rushed to any tune. Turnip green pottery leaves feel simmering all day. Best October supper any county safe. Turnip green pottery leaves feel simmering all day. Best October supper any county safe. Turnip green pot liquor and the meat. Nothing about November can't be beat. Rinse a tree out from 7 times in the big wash pan. Said a sandy green will ruin any man. Pile them high because they cook down small. What looks like too much feeds them all. Cornbread on the side to sop the juice. Best combination any pot produce. Turnip green pot leaves feel simmering all day. Best October supper any county safe. Turnip green pot leaves feel simmering all day. Best October supper any county safe. Turnip green pot liquor and the meat. Nothing about November can't be beat. My children learned to love turnip greens at her table. Said the pot liquor made them willing and able to face the winter and the cold that's there, with a bowl of greens and a family prayer. Turnip green pot relieves feel simmering all day. Best October supper any county say. Turnip green pot relieves feel simmering